Your hand comes to a rest on Tomas's shoulders. Yeah, your hand on shoulders. I said, never mind. It would be an honor and a privilege for you to be a witness at your friend's wedding.
You have one hand, but it's touching both shoulders. Is that what you're trying to think of? Yeah.
That's a big hand you got there.
Yeah.
If it's bigger than your face. You got
go like
cancer.
this and then you... oh, God. Just smack him in the face with his own hand.
Just deck him.
Yeah. Did you know that if your hand is bigger than your face, you have the plague?
You've got COVID-19?
Yeah. Sorry, COVID 1144.
Tomas glows with joy.
Wonderful. You got no idea how much this means to me, Brent. I gotta go get ready, and I'm happy now, so I'm using this voice.
Several days later, you follow your childhood friend to a smallish temple nestled on the edge of the Brass District. Man, our character's becoming super judgmental. It's a smallish temple.
Yeah. It's a smallish temple. It's not big. It's mediocre.
It's like you just destroyed your own family and you're judging somebody else's decision on a church?
Brent, I think we've become a Karen. The life and suffering of Karen Brant.
He is wearing a plain white shirt. Needless luxuries are forbidden at the austere wedding ritual. You are both welcomed by the bride and a blonde-haired young woman. Incoherence.
Incoherence.
Just because I'm incoherent doesn't mean I read that. Innocence and hospitality written across her trusting face. The bride's parents stand further away, two aging villagers eyeing the streets of the big city with suspicion.
Mirror. Meet Brent Brant, my best friend ever since we were lads. He'll bear witness to our oaths before the twins.
Rawr.
You just see Brent in the corner. Brent in the corner, you're like, eating honey and like wearing a red shirt and no pants.
The bride greets you with a humble bow. The three of you step inside the temple. For some reason, all three of you, when it should be two, because they're... What the hell?
The three of you are getting married. What was not clear about that?
So we just end up being like part of the reason why people are getting married.
I feel like that's the thing. So there's got to be one person who's doing like the wedding, right? Mm-hmm. Like the person who's officiating it or whatever. And then there's both of them. There's Mir and there's Tomas. And then I think we're the only guests there, which is why we're having to bear witness.
Their parents, right?
Maybe not.
Because they said earlier there's like two aging people.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's
there was some.
Yeah,
there were.
Yeah, but you're the one who has to bear witness. So literally, as the vows are being said, you're walking up to them and staring at them in their eyes, like studying every detail of it, so you can bear witness to them. And then you maul them because you're a bear.
The three of you step inside the temple. You close the doors behind you. Tradition demands no one else to be allowed to attend the sacred ritual wedding. An amiable aged priest by the name of Ignatius Avantini, nice drink, meets you inside. Tomas and Mir kneel before the altar.
Hey, bartender, give me an Ignatius Avantini, please. Make it extra dry. You want to be this character, Brent?
O twins, elder and younger, behold these two as they kneel before you. They beseech you to join them in the eternal wedlock. Sure, that voice is fine.
I feel like we're going to like an evil wedding or something.
It's because they're poor.
Yeah, peasant weddings, they hit you differently.
The candle flames dance and quiver. You hear a strange murmur in the temple. The darkness beneath the vault of the temple ceiling swirls into two colossal shades. Now I'm thinking RuneScape. Anyways, the bride and groom rise to their eyes. Raise their eyes to them, awestruck. I immediately forgot his voice, but all right. Tomas, dost thou swear thy loyalty to this divine union?
I do.
The bride assents to the same query. So he decided not to let her talk.
No, she gets no sentences. She just
pantomimes everything.
yeah, or it's like he says I do, and she's just like, yeah, same.
Your turn is next, so now you're gonna have to be part of it.
Yeah, so now we're gonna marry one of them, and then after that, the two remaining people who are not married are gonna get married.
Oh, so this is a whole ploy to get out of the Brante family and part of Tomas's.
Well, that was the end goal, was for us to. I mean, it's the life and suffering of Sir Brant. We're gonna die by the end of this by losing our family and joining Tomas's amazing family.
But if we're not a Sir Brante anymore, we cannot suffer.
Oh, so we actually won this game. Yes, we're gonna be part of Tomas's family. It's the life and awesomeness of Sir Guerrero.
You stand over kneeling. You stand over the kneeling bride. Okay, I was gonna say you stand over kneeling over the bride.
What?
That's what I read.
You're just kneeling on the bride.
You stand over the kneeling bride and groom and speak their names as twins watch over you. Thomas Guerrero and Mirs of Sumil. No last name given. One of these colossal shades leans over them. Okay, so they actually exist. Okay. Looming like a towering sword while the other bursts in a beacon of blinding light that illuminates the temple from within. Tomas and Mir look into each other's eyes in amazement. From this month forward.
From this month forward.
From this moment forward, they are bound to one another by divine law. And divine love fills their hearts.
I mean, month still technically works.
Yeah. In your sight of the twins. Yeah, is that right?
I think
In your sight of the twins. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Tomas Guerrero and Mir Sulmina. Mir of Sulmina, with no last name, are now man and wife. As Brant bears witness.
I like that's like her official name. Mir of Solmina with no last name.
Stern solemn ceremony. I like the whole alliteration sounds.
Yeah.
Has ended. It is time to celebrate, and I read that really deliberately. A humble but happy face. Fast, God damn it.
You can do it, man. We're almost done.
But a humble but happy feast is to be held in the bride's village, as day in Solmina, right?
Yeah,
Solomina.
Solmina.
As day gives way to night, you and Tomas leave to fucking reading. You and Tomas leave to revel, to enjoy. God.
You want me to take over?
Just give me a moment. I need to breathe. I need to think. I need to things that as day gives way to night, you and Tomas leave the revel. What the hell's a revel?
Well, I've heard revel before, like to revel in this. I don't think that's.
I don't think that's the right one. That's what.
Leave the revel to, unless the revel is an area.
I'm going to read it different. You and Thomas leave the rabble to enjoy a moment of quiet repose in the front porch. Rabble being like obnoxious people.
Yeah, there you go. Sounds about right.
Your old friend looks off into the distance, hopeful.
Yeah, I remember how we fought in that yard over our little brothers. Look how much has happened since then.
Both of you laugh as you recall the beginning of your friendship.
I'll treasure those memories forever, I will. And you can be sure that my firstborn son's name will be Brant.
Cool, because I'm going to be dead soon.
Yeah.
Thomas chuckles, pondering.
You and I, we grew up on the same street, but look how different we turned out. You have a say in other people's fates, Brant. Your name will surely be remembered, but me, I'm still a humble nobody. And you know what? I'm okay with that. I used to be so sure a man could never start over with a clean slate, but I guess I was wrong. I'll never forget you, Brant, and I'll never forget everything you've done for me.
A tear runs down your friend's cheek. For the last time, Tomas embraces you. Tomorrow he will leave Anazat forever. Will you ever meet again? Nobody knows. I know, because this game's about to end.
Yeah, this game's about to end, so no, we're not actually going to see him again ever. Dang. Well, okay, that's cool. Tomas got married. That's great. I'm just waiting for either our career to be over or we just die.
At least somebody got a happy ending. Gloria was like, I became part of the family, and now the family's gone and destroyed.
Yeah, I was in the family for 2 seconds. Yay!
And
was it worth it? Totally.
And it was reluctantly because it was already being destroyed. And so I'm like, might as well bring everyone into this destruction.
Exactly. Misery loves company, man.
We're going to make this family a black hole.
Yeah, right.
The last few months have been marked by a welcome absence of quarreling at the Brante estate. Your only concern these days is the price you have had to pay for this peace. Today you come home late, wrung dry after a day of work and worry. Everyone is sound asleep. You are making your way to your bedroom when you hear a suspicious noise coming from your father's study. It is too late for father to be working. You go to the door of the study, trying to tread softly, and you turn the knob. The room is brightly lit by the moon. You recognize your brother's clumsy silhouette above father's desk and the soon light. Why was
the soon light? Not the moonlight.
I was thinking the opposite of moon, but now like, oh no, it is a moon. It's a soon light.
Soon light.
Oh no, I was thinking about the sun being sunlight, but it's not here yet, so it's soon light.
The soon light. It's the light that's coming soon.
Nathan hears you comes in and leaps to the side in fear. You see something glinting in his hands. It's Father's dagger.
Dagger.
Oh, Brent, it's you. Shish. I just took the dagger for a moment. I forget his voice, by the way.
Stefan, what are you doing here?
It's like, oh yeah. It's like, for a moment, I missed Stefan picking on me, so I just decided to mimic him.
Yeah. He was a real dick, so I'm going to mock him for the rest of my life by using his voice.
Don't worry. I can't remember his actual... I think it's Grumbler.
I can tell you the voice that you've done before, or the character you've done before that has that voice, but I don't know if you're going to remember it. I think it was Kazuaki or Kazuki or whatever in Hatful Boyfriend. The teacher is kind of lazy.
Don't worry.
Yeah, it's kind of like that.
Oh yeah, okay, I remember that.
Yeah.
Don't worry. Don't worry. I know holding a weapon against my lot, I don't mean anyone any harm. It's for me, actually. I have to go to the twins.
Oh god, he's gonna kill himself.
Yeah. Your younger brother clumsily turns the dagger around, holding it against his own body. You try to remain still. Nathan wants to take one of his own lives. But why? Maybe it'll cure his depression?
Maybe.
Yeah. I'm not even sure how to say it, brother. I just can't find a place in this world. I'm always an outsider. Always waste of space. Isn't there some place for me in the twins design? I can't stop thinking about it. I've been trying to understand them for so long. How am I supposed to live with their world? That's my place in their great plan. See, this is the trap. This is the thing that most people think. It's like, oh, it's a design by somebody else, so I had to follow through. It's a design, something by somebody. It's I should fit into somebody else's plan. They're not thinking about what they have decided for themselves. They're trying to figure out what part they can fulfill in somebody else's life to make their life more meaningful.
A lot of this game is people either blaming each other for their own mishaps or literally, like, I feel like not many people do what they want to do. It's more like what society wants them to do or what other people want them to do. Or
constantly wanting to fit in. This is basically like constantly being in high school, trying to fulfill what everybody wants of you. Constantly.
Yeah.
Never actually fulfilling it because they're always unhappy that they have to do something for somebody else rather than themselves, and then blame other people for making their own decisions.
Yeah.
To be part of their decisions. And it's like you made yourself into this situation, or you put yourself into the situation. Yes, you had a hard decision because you got beat the fuck up so many times that you decided that I won't fight against it anymore, but that made you the most unhappy part of this thing. So why? I don't know. Just bad decisions on Nathan's part because he's like blaming everyone else for his own decision, and he freaking still has stubble and a beard.
Told you he's our homeless little brother.
He's like freaking 16.
Yeah, he's supposed to be like 16. Well, no, we're 26 now. I think there was only like a 3 or 4 year difference between us. So
that was
I'll say 20.
I think he's 20 then.
In his early 20s at this point. But he was still looking the same at like 16.
Yeah, that's right. But I've only made things worse. I meddled with my Markian sect, defied and rejected my line, indulged in vice. But I found nothing there. The old faith, the new faith, the fathers marked heresy. They gave me all sorts of answers, but none of them worked. There's nothing else left for me now. I've got to go and see the twins myself and ask them. Well, okay. He's still, his character is still searching for somebody to tell him where he fits in.
Yeah.
Instead of just doing something that makes him feel happy and just naturally fitting in somewhere because it's happy doing it.
I wonder, like, it's almost, I kind of wish that we could control Nathan Brant, because that would make him the happiest, because then we're the ones making his decisions.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's what he needs, is someone to say, hey, Nathan, you have to go do this, right? Whereas people have said, like, oh, go do this, or, like, go believe in that, but it hasn't worked for him. With us, I mean, dude, the religion of, let's say, BJ for Brent and John, the BJ religion, I think we could do very well for him.
Yeah, I know I'm an affront to their plan just because I'm alive, but I'll repent. I'll pray for their forgiveness.
Screw their forgiveness. Forgive yourself. Like, do something not based on somebody else's actions or beliefs or something.
Yeah, it's... make yourself happy first, then branch out by doing things like that. That's like, you don't need to be what was it? You don't but your happiness does not come in front of other people's happiness either. So
yeah.
So essentially what I'm saying is be happy as long as it doesn't interfere with other people's happinesses.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And yeah, that's literally my whole philosophy. So,
yeah.
So like, I'm not any better than somebody else, but I'm not any worse either, so I shouldn't have to forego my happiness.
Yeah.
And I should not have to smother somebody else's either. But the twins never forgive.
Never. They never forgive.
But the twins never forgive, you tell Nathan softly.
But the twins never forgive, you tell Nathan softly. Technically, it's one of those things where there should be quotations because you're telling him and you're the main character, but it's from a narration's point of view, so it's the narrator looking at us telling Nathan this, so they...
Again, it's the perspective thing, and that's what pisses me off about most of the writing in this, but...
Yeah.
Because then I read it wrong, but I'll read it wrong in any case.
It's a third-person perspective when they decide to use first-person occasionally.
It shifts
it shifts perspective, but it's kind of random when it shifts perspective, and it kind of, I don't know, sometimes it works, sometimes it's kind of weird.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They never have, and they never will. You will be judged in the hereafter for every false step you take. All I can think of is that stupid song now. Every step you take.
Brent, we're gonna get DMCA. Jesus.
I sang it perfectly. Your younger brother sighs heavily. Jeez.
It's a pretty heavy sigh.
Hearing that sigh is like, no wonder you put more effort into that sigh than you did into being happy.
Damn, dropping the mic. I mean, the mic is on a stand, so you're not literally dropping it, but the metaphorical mic, you just, oh, damn.
You just see me deck somebody named Mike and he falls down.
Yeah, right.
And it's not punching him, it's just throwing a magic card deck at him.
Oh my god. This joke has so many layers to it.
It has a really expensive card in it, so they just falls to the ground to grab it.
Oh my god.
Anyways, moving away from my tangent. I know, Mother. taught us that all our lives. But I still have to try. There's no other way. One of my lives isn't too big of a price if it works. I can't find any use for them anyway. See you soon, brother. Hope I'll be different when I come back. And he has a true death because he's a dumbass who's doing it for...
Yay, we get no choices!
What did he... I wonder what the... requirements for the other two are.
Well, I'm gonna assume one of them is your mother have a mother still.
No, you can still call them because they're not. You can call your bloodlines.
Oh my god.
A cloud passes over the moon. Father's study grows dark, illuminated only by the shining light of the distant pillar. Nathan's body contorts awkwardly. He raises the dagger, aiming it at his own heart.
All right, which one do you want to look at first, Brent? The locked ones or the unlocked ones?
The locked. Call mother.
Okay, call mother. Unity as a family would go up by 1. Willpower, manipulation, and eloquence would go up 1. It's really funny that...
she needs to recover.
Oh, okay, that's where it was.
3.
Yeah, so this would make more sense if we had gone down, like, the religious route. We'd have a little bit more say into that, I think. Yeah, mother would also have to not die. So, I mean... Protect your brother. Theology would have to be 12. 12, which is a 7 right now. Nathan Brand has to be a 4, which is now a 0.
Essentially, this game is telling you that at the beginning of it, pick like 3 people that you want to absolutely have a connection with, and then fuck everyone else.
Yeah, pretty much, right? Yeah. I don't like this okay, you prevent your younger brother from acting on his reckless plan, but then the consequences is he is consumed by despair. Are you...
So you're not protecting him.
No.
You are actually making him...
It's kind of worse for him because he wants this answer and he knows what he wants to do, but then you're convincing him not to, so now he's like, well, shit, now I'm just gonna be alive for no reason. There's
no reason not to believe he won't come back because he probably has all 3 of his lives still.
Oh yeah, well he even said that like he doesn't have any use for any of his lives, so I don't think he's ever died. Yeah, because then he would have met the twins technically. Because that's what happened when we died, right? Or we could not stop him. Theology goes up by 1 because we really need that. Willpower down. Nathan Brand is hopeful and Nathan Brand is up. You know what? I think this is the best option right now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the only option.
Hey, we're close to our brother because we let him die.
Yeah. I think that's the opposite of being a good family member. At least in this society, or in our society.
Repentance.
You take a step back. The life that Nathan is about to take belongs to him. He is free to do with it as he pleases. May he finally find an end to his desperate search for meaning. Nathan whispers a word of gratitude, barely audible. Speaking of audible, audible stands for...
That's what I thought too. Hey, you did it.
Boy. Like, excellently. Hey, you did it, boy, like excellently. Then, a sharp exhale as he gets ready to strike. His hands guide the dagger awkwardly through the air and into his chest. The sharp tip reluctantly sinks into his flesh. A weak yelp escapes Nathan's throat. He staggers and falls, blood oozing out of the wound. Moments pass, and Nathan's body dissipates as his mortal frame dissolves. He has departed to commune with the twins. What awaits him in the hereafter? You pick up Father's dagger, carefully wipe it clean, and put it in the drawer of his desk where it belongs. When the skies begin to grow bright before the dawn, you go to the family crypt to welcome your brother back. Nathan is already there, lying atop the granite slab. Even made anew, his naked body is still just as thin, awkward, and feeble. He suddenly stands where he hears your footsteps. His eyes are shining with otherworldly light.
I have a question.
And I might have an answer. No, this is not English. This little thing right here.
If somebody dies in this world, their body gets dissolved and transported to their crypt, right?
Yes.
So wouldn't that include their blood as well? Because that's part of them. So if it did, any trace of their actual murder
Would be gone.
would be gone. Because and then he wouldn't have to wipe his blade clean. Because his blood wouldn't be there. And if the blood stays behind, what makes it different from the body?
Like, why would the body go, but not the blood that makes the body?
Yes.
Or something? Yeah.
They just kind of overlooked it and were like, we need proof that somebody died somehow.
Yeah, it's like, God, you know how terrible that would be to be a judge and never have evidence because everyone dies and all the evidence is always gone?
I guess the whole instead of blood being the evidence, it would be their clothes being left behind.
Yeah.
Their clothes should be left behind while their body goes through this thing.
Yeah.
So that's the only evidence they would have.
But then we just said that we just had to wipe the blood off the dagger. We didn't say, like,
Well,
oh, yeah, we had to clean up his clothes, did we?
I guess, no, we never said that.
So maybe his clothes dissolved too or something.
Yeah, and which makes no sense because it's not part of the body.
Yeah.
And if it's not part of the body, the blood should go with it.
Yes.
And it's part of the surrounding of where that is too. So every time you die, particles around you should also be dissolving as much as the clothes do.
Yes. Yeah.
There's just some things I'm thinking really hard into that just doesn't matter. And this is what I'm thinking. I spoke to them, brother. Wait. I spoke to them, brother. I dared to address them as my soul rose up. I begged the twins for forgiveness, and they heard me. They did.
See, we were about to be a total, like, not good brother to Nathan, because we were about to tell him, oh yeah, the twins don't forgive. Mm-hmm. Like, so you shouldn't kill yourself. But then he kills himself. Oh yeah, the twins forgave me. I understand that, where if you protect him, it just makes him feel worse.
Yeah, and the elder, he reached out to me, and he wanted to respond to me. I know he did, but the younger's sword, who's the younger's?
Because the twins there's younger, and there's like not the younger one.
The older?
Yeah.
No,
but
they're
they're still twins. I don't know. I don't know, man.
But the younger's sword stopped us. It cut the bond between us, and I fell. But I saw compassion in the elder's eyes as I fell, and he followed me. He shall descend to the lands again. He shall witness our suffering and bring his mercy. And then the world will change at last.
Your younger brother shivers, almost convulsing with cold. You wrap him in a black cloak. Together, you return home before sunrise.
All I can think of is the black was like him just like reunion.
Yeah.
Just mumbling reunion.
Yeah. No one in your family ever learns of Nathan's
Stefan's
lesser death.
coming back.
Oh god, oh jeez. Nathan stops wasting time in taverns with suspicious characters. He spends every day in ardent prayer, again and again. His quiet voice speaks of the elder's coming return. The family watches the drastic change in their wayward son with great surprise.
I would like a plot that goes on after this, where he does what Laz, Kadaj, and the other dude, I can't remember, from Advent Children,
Yeah.
and they turn into Sephiroth. So Stefan comes back and then starts acting like, or starts doing that where it's like, we gotta bring him back. So we're trying to bring Stefan back.
Yeah.
So he becomes like, becomes the vessel for Stefan. So Stefan turns his body into basically takes over his body.
Oh my god.
That'd be a great sequel to this.
Jesus. Even more life and even more suffering of Sir Brant.
It'll be all about Nathan Brant.
Hey, there you go. I like it.
Life and suffering of Nathan Brant, and then the whole thing's about being Stefan.
Yeah. For over a year. And by the way, we're on the next part of this chapter. Somehow we're still going.
Hey, it's
been a year later.
Yeah.
It's been a year later. This game isn't ending for us. For over a year now, Anazat has been steadily simmering with unrest, like a soup pot over a well-stoked flame. The Commoners flock to the squares in droves. The mobs grow bolder, demanding new freedoms and protection under the law. The last straw, insurgents commit brazen acts, hoping to overthrow the authorities. The noble gentry insisted that every mob be dispersed by force. They are ready to fight for their ancient privilege, sword in hand. In spite of this enormous pressure, Overseer Gaius Tempest remains highly reluctant to allow any bloodshed. But the common people are already too desperate. Even the age-old fear of the nobility's might is barely enough to keep them in check. More and more people are rejecting the lots and converting to the new faith, not to mention other, stranger, more esoteric teachings and beliefs. New secret societies and clandestine gatherings appear every day. Printed pamphlets litter the streets, yet no one is rushing to subdue the citizens or punish the city. For now.
I would like to think that this game is more like the what was it, American Gods, the movie?
The TV show.
Yeah, the TV show is like American Gods, where the more you believe in these twins, the more power they have over the realm.
Oh,
so they change into a faith, and then believing the Arcadians are not powerful actually removes their longevity.
Oh, that would be cool. That would be so dope. That'd be a good plot twist.
Yeah.
Father Leonard has transformed the Temple of the Silver Tree into a new believer stronghold. He is no longer afraid to break the ban on preaching the new faith. His sermons now openly challenge the old faith. It seems the Church of the Twins is unable to recognize its great mistake. The lots must be abandoned as relics of the past. The Twins granted everyone stop choosing the freedom in this path, and now will not stop until its freedom is recognized by the Empire. The next patriarch of Magrum must be chosen by the parish, not the clergy. This is the will of the Twins, it must be ours as well. I'm definitely not reading this quickly because this game is boring as shit now.
it is just tying up all the things that.
But it's also progressing.
Don't care.
It's tying up everything, but it's also progressing and giving us new stuff. And I'm like, no, why?
Either end or friggin', I don't know, do something else other than continue.
Give us a proper, like, hey, you're fired. Like, literally just have, like, an old school picture of Donald Trump there and says you're fired. Like, that would be a great ending to this game. Leonard intends to amend the old order of the church and become patriarch. His opponents, however, are beset by internal struggle and strife. The Inquisition is fighting a myriad of heresies, more of which appear every day. Not even the highest ranks of the faith are free of suspicion. The new faith, meanwhile, is steadily growing in numbers. People no longer fear the damned to the foot of the pillar for rejecting the divine design. The streets are restless and dangerous. Minds and souls are beset by confusion. The authorities argue and bicker among themselves. Conspiracies plague the city. Time marches on and change is coming. It cannot be stopped. Can you find a way to guide it in the right direction? The weight of the new age now rests upon your shoulders.
The thing about this that seems very disjointed to me is that this ending is implying that we've had a hand in all of this, where no,
yeah,
we have not had any actual
there's been
anything to do with the church.
But there's been a couple decisions that have affected the world around us in a sense by doing certain decisions with important people and religious stuff, technically, like sending people to jail or killing them or stuff like that. But it's not not a big enough thing that
it's saying like we gave the commoners people a little bit more pride. I wouldn't say pride, there's something else. It's like the feeling that they have more control over their life. So because of that, they immediately switched faiths and decided like that's how. I don't know. It just seems too far-fetched to actually have we've had a hand in this, that we're the tipping point of this, which is not.
But I don't even know what we're supposed to do. Like, our career is 0. We're supposed to not even be a judge or have any sort of plot anymore. I feel like, like it's kind of, I don't know why this game keeps going for us, unless you and I made such weird decisions that somehow it affected all of these different things, that somehow the game is deciding that we were a part of and now needs to tie up.
You had some positive effects. Also, you are negatively affected. For making these positive effects.
You had these positive effects in the game, so we're going to negatively affect you, the players, by making you play this game, even though you're not going to be able to put the Archneon on trial. Dorius Otten is, like, basically going to get away with all the murders he wants, but we're going to make you keep reading this game because we're not done with you yet. Like, I don't know, man. For over a year now, Anazad has been slowly simmering with unrest. The feud between the estates, between the old faith and new, between the law of the empire and noble traditions, tensions are at an all-time high, waiting for the slightest spark to catch fire and burn. Even your family's affairs have been unaffected by the growing unrest. It is during these troubles times, not troubled times, no, screw that, troubles times, that the future of your family will be decided. Father shakes you awake early in the morning. He is excited. He has a big boner, clutching a letter bearing the imperial seal of the Tempest Dynasty.
There's a TV show that deals with powers, and they call it The Troubles.
Oh, really?
That's what made me think of it. I forget what it's called though. It's a pretty decent show.
Oh,
it's
nice.
5 seasons.
Ooh.
What was it? I forget what it's called. Anyways. Wake up, son. Come to the sitting room. A letter has come from the overseer Gaius Tempest.
He gingerly breaks the seal and unfolds the missive, and it's just like a drawing of a giant middle finger. I don't remember who this was.
Was it not? No. Wait, that's Vegeta, right?
Sure, be Vegeta for this. I don't care. The other Sir Elborn was Vegeta.
Oh, right. No,
but
this guy.
You know what? I got a great voice.
Okay.
To the honorable Brent family, I, Gaius Tempest of Dynasty, overseer of the province of Magra, have given due consideration to your petition to have your bloodline ennobled by the sword. You are expected in 1 week at a castle in Erie, as are all petitioners of the sword, where you shall hear my decision first hand. Why are we petitioners of the sword? We have nothing to do with the sword anymore.
So we already deep-throated years ago.
We were like a child when we deep-throated that sword, so like...
And then we like... tongued it later on.
Yeah, I don't know. We've done weird things with the sword, man. And then we weren't even ennobled by it. Like, we did so many favors for the sword, and they didn't even do anything for us.
It's like we made our character have a weird fetish for swords.
Yeah.
Well, son, it's time for us to be honest with each other about our family. What do you have to say about this? Where do we, the Brants, stand after so many years? What hopes do we have for the future of this family?
Family's dead. Like, there's nothing. We get one. Severed all ties with the family. Cool. That's great.
Oh, I barely unlocked it?
What would happen if we didn't unlock any of them? Because they're all locked.
I guess one would have to be true for every run.
Oh, maybe that's it. Oh, okay. Oh, maybe that. Yeah, okay.
Only one, or I guess... The whole game boils down to this ending.
Yeah.
And it has to be one of these unlockables.
Yeah. That makes sense.
And you
yeah.
get to choose one of them.
Oh, okay. The past 7 years have been marked by many life-changing events. The rare joys, the frequent fights, the arguments, the attempts at peace, and the losses. Sometimes you have managed to change their minds, and sometimes you have not. But your decisions have made you realize what matters most to you. The future of the Brant family must be decided here and now. We gotta sever all ties. We suck as a family. Our unity is less than 2, so we suck. Our unity is down even further. Our wealth is down even further. Our reputation's shot.
Oh, yeah.
Willpower sucks.
That is, it all boils down to these 4 endings.
Yeah, pretty much.
Either sever all ties.
Yeah.
Preserve the family.
Preserve the power, or preserve the family. Yeah.
Become members of the Overseer's entourage.
Yeah.
Entourage.
We would be ennobled by the sword, and we'd be favored by the Overseer.
And wealth and unity.
Dang, we'd have to do really good. Or become nobles of the sword, and yeah, can't do that. Our reputation has to be more than 8, and it's at 0. And our unity as a family has to be more than 3. So this whole game
leads to this decision. It's like whether or not you can do any of these decisions.
Yes, but the thing is... Like, I'm pretty sure this is going to be the ending for us. I don't think this is going to be a chapter 5. Like, we're going to have to go through chapter 5 with this ending. Mm-hmm. I think maybe these ones probably would go into a chapter 5.
Yeah.
I really want to say that this is not going to go into chapter 5.
Oh, yeah. It says unity has to be under 2. So this is the worst ending.
This is the worst ending, yes. We officially got the worst ending of the game. Yay, Brent, we did it! We suck. I mean, no, sorry, we're great. The family sucks.
Yeah. You coldly point out to the family's Wait.
Come on, go strong, man.
Start over again. All right.
God, you got this.
You coldly point out that the family's chance for the hereditary title is long gone, and that the family itself, why it all but disintegrated 2 years ago. Why is it 2? Anyways,
I don't know.
I'm thinking because in 43 we did something.
Yeah.
I think that was when the trial was.
I think so.
Or just before the trial, that's when we should have had the trial. God damn it.
Yeah, exactly right.
You failed to quell the strife at home. You could not snuff the coals of enmity that slowly turned your family into disjointed clumps of ash. All attempts to put out the family's affairs into an order have led to naught. And now it is time to admit that the Brante family is no more. There is a deep pain in Father's eyes that he meets your gaze, but does not argue. Which is why you continue. It would only be reasonable to sever what remains of your family ties. It is for your own good. You have all been strangers for a long time. That's bullshit.
Yeah, what are you talking about? Like, what?
It's been like a couple months because the mother died and you had to kill the brother for being a dumbass who tried to control everything else in a way that doesn't make sense. But
yeah.
And then the father just like blaming everyone else for the decisions that he couldn't even make a decision for himself. You may live under the same roof, but you are no family. That's not how family works.
Yep.
Because you can still be family with them and not actually see them.
No, man. Everyone knows that the government has to be the one to say if you're family or not.
It is time to end these frantic attempts to fix that which is already beyond repair. Nothing good will come of it. It's like, thinking of this, like, none of this kind of fits in our time, and none of it kind of fits in their time.
Yeah.
Because there are, like, people who are disowned, but you'd have to, like, I don't know. Did I read the last one?
No, but I mean, it was short enough. I'm sure people.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. As much as it saddens me to say this, you're right, son. We have failed. I failed as the family patriarch, and I failed my lot.
Yes, you did.
And I blamed everyone else for my failings.
Yep.
And made it their failings instead, which caused everybody to be pushed away and bicker among each other and try to take over the family and push more people away, and then had my other son kill my other son because of my indecision.
You should have known that the family was going to be torn apart. The moment that our character was like, "Hey, Stefan, we're going to duel you to the death." Like, the moment that happened, Robert should have been like, "No, I am your father. I am not going to let you guys kill each other for a stupid thing."
Yeah.
But he was a shitty father. He was like, "All right, I guess my kids are doing this. All right, let them kill each other, whatever." He's a bad father.
I have failed as the family patriarch, and I failed my lot. I was chasing after a lofty position and neglected all of my troubles and the family troubles. I tried to please everyone. No, you didn't. And I let everyone down. You can't let somebody down you never lifted up in the first place.
Oh, yeah, if anything, you just pushed them over.
Nudged them to the side.
Yeah.
All I can say is that your grandfather was right about everything. No.
What? Okay.
You fulfilled a prophecy that you've created yourself. So technically you failed yourself.
Self-fulfilling prophecy.
You put your hand on Father's shoulder, not consoling him or anything, because it is his fault. It is not his fault alone, as you lie to him.
Well, it's not his alone. I mean, Stefan made some mistakes. Gloria sure made mistakes. Lydia, Nathan made mistakes. Us now never made mistakes.
We made decisions based on what was given to us, and everyone just twisted it to make it fit their own decisions. You two bear a sizable share of the blame.
Yep, it was our fault.
I'm not saying that it isn't our fault for making decisions, but it is and isn't our fault, and it's no more or less than somebody else's, except for Robert Brant being the adult since we were kids to make decisions here. And as he got older, he should have had more decisions or more experience knowing outcomes or, predictions of what outcomes may be.
Yeah.
While we were freaking 8 years old. And he was like 30 or 40, or I don't know.
I don't know, man.
I am the patriarch. No matter what, I am responsible for this family. What a disgrace. I am an embarrassment. Father hides his face in his hands. It takes him a while to stifle his silent sobs and muster enough strength to continue. But enough weakness. It is time to accept the inevitable. Thanos snapping. The family is gone.
I mean, half our family is gone, right? So do we just snap and then we just snap before we make all of our decisions, and then we're just like, all right, half our family's gonna die, so whatever.
All I can think of is snap decisions.
Yeah.
We must all seek our own fortunes. I will quit my post at the prefecture and leave Anazot. This city has grown far too unsettled as of late. But if any of you ever want to visit my home, my door will be open to you. You leave Father alone with his grief in the sitting room. There is nothing you can do to help him now. You begin to pack your things. It is time to move out of the house that stopped being your home long ago. You will rent a lodging for now, and then you will see what comes next. So, literally, Gloria joins the family to watch it crumble and disappear.
Yeah.
And just decide, like, I should have just left.
Yeah, right?
A carriage awaits you at the gate. You take one last look at your parents' house, the place that was your home and shelter for so many years. Your childhood games in the garden, your loud, happy dinners, your quiet conversations on the porch, the warm embrace of your family. It is time to leave it all behind. You should have left it behind long ago, because then you wouldn't have had to make decisions for them.
Yeah, why are we still living at home at 26? Like, what?
Why are all of them living in the same home and at 20 plus years old?
Yeah.
Anyway, you offer your family no farewells as you depart. They are no longer a part of your life. From this day forward, you must fend for yourself. So all I could think is Gloria is the only Brant left.
She's finally like, hell yeah, this is my place. Also, you know what? Okay, if this is the ending that we got, it's kind of, I mean...
It's not a bad ending.
It's not a bad ending, but I don't know if you remember at the very beginning of this game, mm-hmm. Our choices that we were deciding for, like, role-playing this character was kind of to be on our own anyway.
Yeah.
Like, we were always kind of like, no, let's do our own thing. Like, let's... like, we should take care of the family and stuff, but we also kind of are our own person, right? Mm-hmm. And I kind of feel like we accomplished our goal in a way.
I would agree.
In a sense, like, that was the character we wanted from the beginning. Someone who, just kind of, did their own thing, led their own life, didn't believe in the lots or, like, people believing in the twins and all this stuff and all that. And then we just wanted to kind of go our own way, and we did. Yeah. We went our own way. Thank you, Fleetwood Mac, but we did it. Wow. Family falls apart. The Brant family is no more.